Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Joe Davis, Southern New Hampshire University, CJ 202, Milestone 3. We are in week 4. Okay, as usual, break down the assignment, and straight out of the assignment, straight out of the guidelines and rubric, after reviewing the practice video, complete the who, what, when, where, why, and how section of an incident report based on concise details consistent with field notes. So you may have to revise your field notes depending on my comments, your grade, and what's missing. Okay, so you probably should go back and watch that video even if you don't need to revise your field notes. Although, if you did an excellent job, you should be able to write the narrative. Okay, next up, the narrative is essential to remediate risk and liabilities in organizational and prosecutorial settings. I don't really find anything in the course material or in the textbook about these two topics. They go hand in hand and they are essential. And so what you need to think about is telling the whole story, because when we think of organizational issues first, we don't want to be sued. We're probably going to be sued in our career. I had been retired for 5 years when I was still appearing in federal court over jail cases as a named defendant, as the captain. Okay? So whatever you write, if possible, stop and think about it from that perspective. Okay? I don't want to get sued. Do I have everything in here? Because my job isn't to sort through the wheat from the chaff. Mine is that they get to tell their story, and no matter how screwy it may seem to me or how different from the other one, I'm going to write it in my narrative because that's what they told me. Okay? The prosecutorial setting is, did you give the prosecutor everything that he or she needs to file your case? So do you have probable cause to stop, detain, arrest, search, and seize? Do you have probable cause, do you have the elements of the offense listed? And I understand many of you may not be exactly familiar with this, but the example for this class gives you everything you need. Do we have the elements of domestic violence? Yes, he hit her. There's visible traumatic injury. Okay? The defense or plaintiff's attorneys are trying to elicit a not guilty verdict or to get a verdict in their favor. When you get sued, remember, they only need a preponderance of the evidence, and they only need sometimes as few as 6 people on a jury to convict and get money from you or the department. So you don't want to leave a door open that you omitted something or that you added something. Okay? The critical elements in the rubric, essential details for this report are the who, what, when, where, why, and how. What have you missed? That's one of the critical elements out of the rubric. Did you miss anything? What other details must be included to remediate risk and liability? Remediate means to reduce. Okay? Anything to create doubt in that report of yours? Anything missing in the chain of events? Let's go to the created doubt. Remember, cynically, I would demonstrate to you in class how really a court trial is a play, and the prosecuting attorney gets up and puts police officers on the stand, and they testify to what happened or what they saw or what they did. Then the defense attorney gets up and brings in experts to pick your police report apart, to pick your forensic sciences apart. All they're looking for is one member of that jury that believes their story. So we don't want to give them anything in the report that we don't have to. Okay, now it's time to actually write the narrative, the chronological order. There's discussion about that in the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Write your report in the order you did things. So, okay, you got dispatched, you arrived, you saw things, Chuck kids, you interviewed Mary Sue, and so on and so forth. That's the order you're going to write your narrative. You're not going to jump back and forth. You're going to write it in the order you did things. Okay? If there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. We can talk on the phone, emails, texts, Skype, or even use Join Me for face-to-face time where we can have documents. Okay? Keep those cards and letters coming. Look forward to reading your papers.